So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now, and all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr War Games, and I'm bringing to you guys what I call my topologic deck, but in all honesty it is a orcust deck. But my build is just literally focused around summoning the topologics, just because I feel like the orcust deck does that the best and the most consistent, and also lets you use and abuse the topologic effects during your opponent's turn to the most fullest potential. I think the only other deck that I could think that does well with the topologics is YUGIOH, just because they can use abuse Bomber's bombing effect while also netting pluses from it. But I feel like, as I said, the orcust deck does it best. So I'm going to run through you the deck profile, explain my card choices and why I play them, and also give you, in terms of the extra deck, like a simple card swap out just to make this a bit more meta defining. So with all that's done, let's crack on into it. So for starters, with the orcust, you obviously play 3 Hop Horror. It summons your orcust from the deck. The 2 symbol skeleton, this summons an orcust from your grave. I play 2 just because I like to make sure I have 1 left to use while one's being banished. So I've always got the ability to use and abuse my topologics. 1 copy of Brass Bombard. This actually comes very handy. If you want to play some synchros in your extra deck, you can do so, just because this is a level 1 tuner, so you can make things like Savage Dragon quite easily. Or like Skylight for additional bomb fuel wipeouts. Anything you choose really. But the 1 copy of Brass Bombard can help your dead hands in a way and get your engine going. 2 copies of Orcust Nightmare. This is really important for deck. Obviously we all know why Nightmare is important. And to round up the Orcust / World Chalice thing is the 1 World 1. This helps you with your combos. Just to get your topologics on the field, while also giving them buffs as well, good attack point buffs as well. I'm also playing 3 copies of Nightmare Corrupted Iblis. This is like a 1 card play starter. If you should literally have this and a few other cards in the deck, I'll point them out, which literally does 1.5 card combo, because you literally just summon this and you just need to have a card to discard. So that's why it's kind of a 2 card combo, you could say, but essentially 1 monster starts it all off. I'm playing a small little forward skipper engine in terms of 2 skippers and 1 Sim Templar. This is essentially like having 5 additional copies, 5 copies of Iblis in your deck. Just because former skipper can reveal a nightmare and then become a nightmare. The Sim Tamper is in here as a search off the former skipper, while not being a dead card in your hand, because this can actually extend your combo. 1 copy of Armageddon Knight and 1 copy of Dark Grepher, just additional monsters to start your plays off. Again, another 1 card play. And 3 copies of Mathematician. This is the cheaper version of Scrap Recycler. I know Scrap Recycler got reprinted in the latest set. I'm actually going to try and pick up some copies myself at some point. But if you have these lying around, these do come in common as well, easy to get common. You can play this instead. That pretty much does the same thing. 200 monsters, 1 copy of Phantom Skyblaster and 1 copy of Destrudo. Destrudo is in here to help extend your plays, extend your link plays, and the Phantom Skyblaster is also another 1 card play. So that's it for monsters. Moving on to spells, we play 1 Orchestrated Babble, 1 copy of Orchestrated Return, just lets you draw power, 1 copy of Rota to search your Armageddon 9 Dark Grepher, 1 copy of Forged Burial to send Orcust to the grave that you need, 1 copy of 141, this just helps you get to your full mid skipper, and if you need it, Brass Bombard. 3 copies of Instant Fusion. This just really does help extend your plays, but also helping you go second much easier. I'll also explain another tech that you can play in the deck for it. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, because Monster Reborn. 3 copies of Twin Twisters. This deck does not like to face back row. The topologics do not like back row, so I play three Twin Twisters to help prevent that. It could also even help you start your plays going second, because you can ditch like a Harp Horror, pop 2 back row, and banish the Harp Horror, summon Nightmare, Link Nightmare into Mermaid, Mermaid discard a card, summon another Nightmare, go off. So literally, it's weird how Twin Twisters can be a combo starter, as long as you're going second and the opponent has back row to pop. 3 copies of Call by the Grave, so you don't get hand trapped. For the last of the deck for traps, we're playing 2 copies of Orchestrated Crescendo, literally the negation trap in the deck. And I do like to tech in this deck 1 copy of Powerful Armor, because in all honesty, this is a fun deck to me now, because it's just literally topologic bomber spam. So I like to play the Powerful Armor just so that I can have a back row to protect it. And then if Powerport does get to the graveyard, and I make something else that's big and beefy to try and game, I can banish this and 2 links to give it 2 attacks and just literally go for game there. So it's a fun little spicy tech that I like to play in the deck, just so that, you know, I can win much quicker. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck where all the magic is. For the big boss himself, Topologic Bomber Dragon. When a monster summoned to zone, any link monster points to. A few players do seem to forget that. It's any link monster. Doesn't have to be his, it can be your opponent's as well. Destroys every monster in the main monster zones. Only this turn Topologic can attack. And if it does attack, during damage calculation, your opponent takes damage equal to the battling monster's attack points. As far as I know, so long as it just battles, no, as long as it attacks. So, Topologic Bomber is a very big powerhouse. I do love him, as you can see from the mat I'm using. I just love this card so much. It can literally win you games. And in an Orcust deck that can use and abuse its bombing effect, you can literally get like 2 bombs per turn on your opponent's turn. So your opponent's pretty much not going to be able to summon anything. And then I do have his other big half, which is Topologic Zoroboros. This is the new card that came out of the Revolver Structure deck. It is a shame he did get a big nerf from coming over here to the TCG, and I'll explain what the nerf is when I read it. So here's a link for it. Same materials, 2+ effect monsters, points all of the corners zones. And what it does is that you cannot summon or set monsters to any extra monster zone this card points to. Gains 200 tap for each banished card. If another monster is special summoned to a zone a link monster points to, while this monster is on the field, banish all cards on the field. Once per turn during the standby phase of your next turn, after this card was banished by its own effect, special summon this banished card. So the main goal is that you banish everything, trigger off in your opponent's turn, banish everything, and then resummon it on your turn, pointing to both extra monster zones. Yeah, you can't use the extra monster zone, but now it's an easy banish for when your opponent wants to link summon. So they'll link summon it, and they'll have to, and then this will trigger. So it punishes them for link summoning. You can always just not summon it, pointing to the extra monster zones. It's up to you if you have additional plans on your next turn. But Zoroboros is a very powerful card. The only downside is when coming over here to TCG is that in the OCG translation, it just summons it on the next standby phase, not yours, any standby phase. So the whole point is you banish it on your turn, then come your opponent's turn, the standby phase, it comes back. So they're having to deal with a 3k beat stick. So it only delays the play. You're not going to just preempt banish on your turn. You're going to literally wait till your opponent's turn and then banish it. So that's the only downside to that. And then to round up Topologics, we do play Topologics for Spiner, because, you know, we're playing all the Topologics. This is a Topologic deck, so we're playing all of them. Moving on to the Orcust monsters, I do play 1 Orchestron. You can easily get Orchestron linked to Topologic Bomber, so that way, not only do you have to deal with board wipes, this card's not going to be destroyed by your board wipes, and its effect negations as well, so it's easy to do. It requires your Longisu, obviously, but the Longisu is also very powerful as well with the Topologic Bomber. So, there's that. 3 copies of Galatea. This is your main link to go into. You know, gets all your consistency, gets your speeds going, literally all of that. And then we're playing the 2 Nightmares in the forms of Phoenix and Cerberus. And then 2 copies of Mermaid. These are all the links you're going to be playing. The only thing I take out, if you want to take out the Chispina, you can then take in the Ball Warlord Dragon if you don't want to play Zero Bolas as well. Ball Warlord or Ball Sword, up to you. Again, I'm just sticking this to a topologic deck. I got my Rocket deck to be my Bobble deck, and my orcust deck to be my topologic deck. Moving on to the XCs, we're just playing the 2 Dingisus. You can get away with just playing one, in all honesty. So you can probably just take this out for, again, a Bobble monster or anything else that you want to play with. But I just like to have played the 2 Dingisus. And then to run up the extra deck is 1000 Ice Restrict for your instant fusion. If you want to take out your Spiner, I like to put in the El Shadow Winder. This is a card that a lot of people are playing in the Orcust decks, just because you got the window lock, where you'll make Longisu, you'll get Dingisu on the board, then you'll make Winder, end phase, instant fusion tries to pop it, then Dingisu protects it. So that way your opponent's locked into 1 special summons on their turn. So there is that. But that, guys, is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of this. I'm really enjoying it. I do love, again, topologics. I think they're really, really cool extra deck archetype. Maybe one day we'll get the topologinas coming to the card game. We'll see. But in all honesty, I still think that the Orcust just does it a lot better. But as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.
What's up, YouTube? Dad here from YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.